Dr. Fauci may have as much of a difficult time remembering as Joe Biden, and Pennsylvania lawmakers tell us unequivocally that their state's election was rigged. Welcome to OK Miles. You know, there used to be a time when I trusted that I could turn on the news in the morning or evening and not be fed propaganda. Unfortunately for me, gone are the days of watching cold pizza on a non-politicized ESPN, and gone are the days of actual journalism from primetime news networks like CNN or BNC. I bring this up because Dr. Fauci appeared on CBS following his receiving a COVID-19 vaccine. In this appearance, he explains how his arm was sore, but there was just one problem. He referenced the incorrect arm.
Woke up this morning, the only thing I have is just a little bit of a soreness in the arm. Otherwise, I'm doing really well.
Now, yes, he may have just made a mistake, but this goes to a much larger problem of media malfeasance. Whether you know it or not, our nation is at war, and the media is involved. It's not a conventional war. It's a cultural one. Institutions that were in some point in our history trusted are becoming co-opted by political narratives. So, whether or not Dr. Fauci received the vaccine and just mistakenly presented the incorrect arm is no longer relevant to some. The mainstream media have isolated so many individuals by being navigated by politically motivated leaders like CNN President Jeff Zucker. So what we end up with are those who feel that they're being attacked by the media just for living their life in accordance with their own values. The cultural progressives who are tearing away at the fabric of trust in our nation at every level are doing a pretty damn good job if we are now asking ourselves if individuals like Dr. Fauci inside of institutions such as the CDC are honest.
Soreness in the arm. Otherwise, I'm doing really well.
Now let's be honest for a moment. We typically elect leaders that we can trust. At least historically, America was founded on a principle of our being able to live our life in our own way and trusting that those elected individuals we put in office will carry out our will in this democratic republic. I am deeply concerned about the trust we as conservatives will have in our federal legislators, our United States Supreme Court, and the system as a whole moving forward. At our state level, we know and run into our local political leaders throughout the day. Our confidence and trust in them can be tarred and feathered in an instant, unlike DC legislators where everything is run-of-the-mill politics. A scandal closer to home violates our trust in a way that it doesn't when it comes from DC. So when I see multiple Pennsylvanian legislators come forward, putting their reputation on the line to shout out, "Decertify our state's election. There was absolute inconsistencies and possible fraud," you can understand why I'm concerned. Yesterday, a press release came from the Pennsylvania House Republicans who were tasked with the extensive analysis of their state's votes. In it, they clearly illustrate that more than 170,000 ballots were cast but not counted. Just for a reference, that is a discrepancy of 2.5% of the votes, 300,000 times the margin of error allowed by the Federal Election Commission. Those systems the legislators got the numbers from exist for a reason, to be a point of reference to factual information after the fact. So imagine for a moment that you're a Republican or just a voter in Pennsylvania. If the systems that were designed to promote trust and validate empirical data contain discrepancies that are outright ignored, why do those systems exist in the first place? And how much trust is lost in the system at large? Furthermore, where do you put your trust? Now, reflect on this as an American. In our federalist democratic republic system, how are we supposed to feel when our state has a system that works and we follow the rules while others don't? If you enjoyed today's food for thought and would like to see more content, make sure that you share this video. Follow me on Facebook and subscribe to me on YouTube. If you really like my content and want to help support what we're doing, you can now financially support us by visiting our Patreon. I'm Miles Rahimi, and I'll be back here tomorrow.